Peace and blessings. It is RJ Mahdi here on the ground, Senegal, West Africa, and this is Exodus Radio. We are here once again, as we have been every Tuesday for the past, I guess, 10 weeks. And so we're back now. This is our first show of 2021. So first of all, a happy new year to everyone out there. We pray that you entered this new year in joy and peace and happiness with your family and loved ones, with people you care about. We pray that this year, 2021, is better than the last one. And we pray that you find, the success and the wealth and the peace that your family is seeking in this new year. So once again, welcome everybody to Exodus Radio. Happy New Year 2021. And my co-host, Sister Ya of Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program joins us. Happy New Year, my sister. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year to everyone that's tuning in. May this new year be, look. I think we can only go up from here because 2020 was awful.
Man, 2020 was the test. I've always been a fan of the saying that before God gives you anything, worth having, he's going to test you first. So let's look at 2020 as that test. And then hopefully, we can get to our collective goals this year in 2021, bringing our family home to the continent, helping to facilitate the exodus, create opportunities, not just for those of us who are returning, but for those of us who are on the ground as well, and being, in our collective, united, spiritual selves. What you say about that, Sister Ya?
Absolutely. And we got a good sign that 2021 is going to be the bomb because Bitcoin came out the gate acting a fool. I don't know how many of y'all been following that.
Sister Ya, you've been saying it. Every time I see Bitcoin's price, my first thought is Sister Ya going crazy somewhere.
You say what? What you say?
You've been saying it for so long.
I've been trying to tell everybody about this cryptocurrency. This can be some life-changing stuff. And, they predicting Bitcoin to get up to the CEO of Citibank said he predicts it going to be around 300,000 by December next year, before the end of this year. This year.
That's
so, listen,
I think they said
tell
everybody, $100,000 by the summertime.
Yeah, listen, throw $50 when you got an extra 50. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin, just get something. I'm Ethereum, when I first got into Ethereum and I was trying to tell everybody about Ethereum, and there was this on this thing called Forsage, and it helps everybody that joins to get more and more. And I made several thousand in Ethereum. When I got Ethereum, brother, when I got in and started, it was like less than $200 for one Ethereum. Do you know how much one Ethereum is today as we are talking? One Ethereum is over $1,000.
What's that today?
Over $1,000.
Ooh. And that's Ethereum?
Yes.
I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't really gotten any, but my wife Aaliyah has jumped in the markets. She jumped in a little while ago, so she caught some of those low, prices. I think back when it was around 10,000 or something like that. But yeah, she's enjoying those benefits as well. So yeah, I wake up to the screams every day as well. Oh my God, did you see what Bitcoin?
Yeah, you should see my kids because I can't stop looking at it. I keep checking it every minute, and then I'll be like, yes. So for me, the new year has started off beautifully.
That's right.
Absolutely wonderful.
That's right.
And I'm gonna encourage y'all. Listen, everybody I don't have the time to sit and try to teach you over the phone. You're gonna have to get on YouTube, go watch some videos. You gotta learn. I taught myself, how to get a wallet. You got to get into, you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
it's definitely something that you have to train yourself into. Especially if you're good with, with numbers, with, with all those kind of things, keeping track of those types of accounts. I'm watching several people around me right now who are all, well invested in those markets, and they're all reaping some really good benefits. So definitely, if you
RJ,
guys out there, if you haven't yet, pay attention to these crypto markets. Bitcoin is jumping up every day. I think it's jumped up from 20,000 to like 33 or 4,000 now in probably
yes,
like
yes.
2 weeks,
It,
10
it, has,
days.
it went all the way up over 34, was going toward 35, but it has come down. It's been hovering around 31, 32, but it's going to go back
Okay.
up. It's going to go back up. But
It's
this is
gonna
the
go
thing
back
I
up.
want to say about it.
Yeah,
You don't have to
yeah,
listen to me. But if you want some life changing stuff, because there are people who never would have been millionaires and multimillionaires, and because they bought Bitcoin early, there are people who are literally multimillionaires now.
right,
And with
right.
some of the other coins too. You don't if there's some other coins, like I have Stellar. If you do the research on Stellar, that's XLM. And right now it's about, when I last checked before we started, it was like 18 cents. But I bought them at 12 cents. So you know what I'm saying? I bought
Right,
them
right.
because a friend of mine kept telling me, get XLM, get XLM, get it, get it, get it,
Hmm.
get it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I started buying them. I started throwing $100 here, $100 there, and now I got quite a few XLM. And guess what? I done made a shitload of money today.
You see, you
I'm
see,
saying, off the extra,
man.
because if when I got up this morning, it was like 12, 13 cents, and now it's 17 cents, going on
Right,
18 cents. You see what I'm saying?
right.
And I have thousands of them. So I just want people to know, like, if you really want, this is an opportunity that only a few people are getting on, and it's going to be changing people's lives. By this
Right.
time next year, January, some people's lives going to be changed
That's right. That's right.
tremendously
That I
because of
mean, that's just
cryptocurrency.
something that we gotta pay attention to these things anyway, because they affect the global economy. They affect the way that we do commerce and buy and trade. They affect the way when we move, how we can move our money. These are a lot of the different strategies that we need to understand for more ways than one. Yes, investing in it is great, and there are a lot of people making a lot of money with that, and you should, if you can. But even folks who are getting just a little bit of them and holding them, using them for transactions, is becoming more widely available. So let's educate ourselves on some of these different types of currencies. Speaking of which, the Lumi currency is out and rolling. People are collecting their stimulus funds from the Lumi digital currency. And just want to reiterate that the Lumi is not a cryptocurrency, it's a digital currency,
Right.
meaning it is backed by an actual central bank. It does actually have, oversight and regulation. It is also backed by natural resources, namely renewable solar energy. And, this makes this a very stable currency to, put your money in, or to exchange your money with,
Yeah.
and actually use it, for different transactions. So people are becoming, able to use this currency now around the continent, if you do business with other people who use it or accept it. So definitely, get a little bit of Lumi, but get some Bitcoin also, and let's start diversifying our wallet.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So, brother, what are we talking about today?
Today's topic is we're talking about healing our communities. So we're talking about wellness. We're talking about getting involved in some of our more holistic and organic approaches to curing ourselves. Obviously, much of this past year's focus has been on the pandemic and global health, and how do we keep ourselves healthy during these uncertain medical times. So going into this new year, since this it's all about, starting fresh and kicking this thing into overdrive. We want to make sure that we can do that, in good health, right? We need our health if we're going to be able to carry this torch across oceans, literally. So, yeah, that's today's topic.
Well, that's a great topic, and it's an important one considering right now a lot of people are dying from a lot of things that they don't have to be dying from. Um, and I'm not going to tell y'all COVID-19 is not a real thing, but I know that more people get over it relatively easily than those who died. And most people who are dying, from what I know, have some, already have some health issues. One of the things that I believe is protecting Africans and Caribbean people from that devastation is vitamin D, being out in the sun.
Facts.
Um, you you have to get in the
Talk to
sun.
him, sister. Talk to him.
You have to get in the sun. They call us children of the sun.
First
They
of
say
all,
most people, huh? Yeah,
go
most
ahead.
people in the West, most of our people in the West are vitamin D deficient. And this has a lot to do with the fact that we stay in the house. We go out of our house, get in the car, from the car to another building, and then from that building back in the car in the house. We're not getting enough sun. And this is not conjecture. This is real, real, real. Y'all need the sun.
Nice.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm 100% convinced that I had COVID recently. But guess what? It came and it went. I lost my sense of smell and taste just like that. It was gone. I couldn't smell a damn thing. And I couldn't taste anything. And it was gone for 2 weeks. But other than that, I had no symptoms whatsoever. None. None. I felt fine. I think maybe the first day or two, I was kind of sleepy, like tired, like I didn't have energy.
Right.
But even then, I forced myself to go outside on the compound in the sun. You understand? So I'm pretty sure there are probably a lot more brothers and sisters here that have had it. And but it's so mild because we're in the sun from morning till the sun goes down. You know what I'm
And
saying? You need the
it was
sun.
long stated. It was even stated early on in the pandemic that perhaps the hot weather, right, what they called it then, the hot weather was, something that could fight it, and that was also indeed why, or perhaps it wasn't affecting the African continent as bad as they thought it would. And so, even what you're saying has the same truth. We do have an abundance of sunlight. We do have an abundance of heat. We are a people that are energized by the sun, and scientifically that's proven. And so, being that Africa has that, and especially West Africa here and Sub-Sahara Africa, has that kind of direct sunlight, that heavy, like we get. I feel like here in Senegal, I don't know about in Ghana, but here in Senegal, I feel like we get the most direct sunlight I've ever felt in my life. And I've spent years living in Miami. I've lived in Tampa, Florida. I've lived in some of the hottest places. Grew up in Atlanta, where everybody knows has some of like the hottest summers ever. But
Yeah.
here, and we're not always just talking about like heat, like it's hot, but like the sun is bright.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
And it
the
feels
sun is
good.
always bright.
I mean, it literally feels wonderful on the skin. You feel
Hmm.
activated. Really, it
Right,
doesn't bother me to be out in the sun.
right.
I carry my this and I wipe the sweat off and I keep pushing. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? That's it. And somebody mentioned pineapples, and it's true. The herbalist that I have here in Ghana, that's what he said. Anybody suffering any symptoms, eat a lot of pineapples and oranges.
Right,
And what he said to do is when you peel the pineapple, don't throw away the skin. Wash it off and boil it. Wash it
right.
off
That's
and
what
boil
I've
it.
seen. That's what I've seen them
And,
doing. Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
you drink that as a tea.
Right.
Drink it morning and night.
And
It's
they
very
even do
medicinal.
more than the orange peels. They even are doing onions,
Yeah,
garlic, a few other
yeah,
things that they're putting in there, and they're just boiling them all together. And even I've seen in some circumstances where they're not drinking it, but they're steaming it. So
Yeah.
they cook it all in a really big, stew pot, and then they
Yep.
even get under a blanket and let that
And
steam,
steam.
get into your pores and your
Brother,
nostrils. And,
my husband made me do it when I was in the States and I got sick, and I'm telling you, feel like you in a sauna. If you don't know,
right,
you literally feel like
it's a homemade
and the
sauna.
water just be pouring. Yeah.
That's that steam
You
drawing them toxins out of you. And we got to remember what the elder and our ancestor Dr. Sebi taught us, which is that all sickness comes from mucus. And
Mhm.
so, in that same right, we want to extract that mucus. We want to have our bodies as free of mucus as possible. And so, that practice is actually drawing the mucus out of you. You can
Yeah.
feel your nose clear up, and your face
Yes.
begins to
Yes.
you can feel everything open up, right? So let's
Yes.
focus on that. Let's
Absolutely.
remember, what Dr. Sebi taught us. Y'all don't let those teachings go to waste. Let's start putting
Yep.
that stuff to good use.
Yep. And neem. I don't know how many of y'all got access to neem, but do y'all do use
Okay.
neem over there, brother
Right.
RJ?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So my herbalist gave me some crushed neem. It was crushed into a powder, and he put some other stuff in there. His secret recipe. He didn't tell me everything, but
And let me
but
tell you
I know
something.
neem.
Let me tell you
Huh?
something. They have a secret recipe for everything here. And so we talk about our African brothers and sisters, like where do they get that strength from, that power, and it's always touted as like, oh, they're so, strong, they've got this. It's because, right, and this should be, normal, like this shouldn't even have to be explained, but it's because they are still largely connected to their organic, natural wellness
Yeah.
practices. It's
Yeah.
still widely used, and you do have, Western pharmaceuticals coming in, pharmacies popping up. But in the communities and a lot of the families, and especially outside of the major city, people are still using, different tree barks, different roots,
Yeah.
different, plant products, different nuts, different seeds, crushing them, grinding them, mixing them, soaking them, boiling them, and that's your fix. When you go to them, you say, "Man, I got stomach cramps. I think I ate something bad." They don't say go buy this at the pharmacy, unless you go to a doctor who writes you a prescription. But if you go to an elder, you go to your mother, your grandmother, your auntie, they're gonna say, okay, go to Sister So and So a few houses down, right, and tell her to whip you up a little bottle of some medicine, and you drink that, you
Mm-hmm.
sip it, you take it twice a day, you mix it with your food, whatever they tell you to do, and it works. Like it works.
Yeah.
It's not like
It
no
does.
no nonsense. Like it gets the job
Yes.
done. You
Let me
gotta
tell
trust
you
the
something. The
process.
Creator gave us African people everything we needed to sustain ourselves and heal ourselves on
Facts.
this planet. This is
Facts.
the best piece of real estate in the world. Don't let
Right.
nobody tell you otherwise.
That's
But what I
right.
also want to say is now, probably in Muslim countries, I don't know if y'all got the liquor, but even with the liquor, they get different types of herbs and
I've seen
barks
them.
off of trees and roots and stuff like that, and they
Hmm.
soak that stuff down in some gin.
Right.
Hey, what you
They
talking about?
actually they actually have some they actually have some man, I can't think of the name. I wish I knew the name, but they actually have some natural I guess beer, right? They're these little nuts. They're about this big, they're green. And then they crush them, they grind them, squeeze them, and then it turns into this like natural kind of like beer. But they use
Yeah.
those as a medicine as well. If anybody knows the name of those, drop it in the comment. I can't remember the name, and it's like a local name. So even if I said it here, y'all probably wouldn't know. But yeah,
Yeah,
that exists,
yeah,
man. They got everything coming out the earth. There's nothing that you really have to get from a pharmacy.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And man, when y'all come to Ghana, y'all come on holler at Sister. Y'all take y'all to get some of the good stuff. Get some the local
take you
drinks. You
to
know what I'm
take
saying?
you to the bush doctor.
Listen, if they got some just for men, they tell you that's for
For
that
real.
waist power. They got some drinks for that. You know that
If
they
you
done
guys
soaked in the
have any,
roots. They got
sorry, for
some for
those watching,
women.
if you guys have any really good remedies that you want to share for anything, drop it in the comments. Let us know, what are you using in your day-to-day life, or something that you've implemented now in order to get you through this next phase, this new year, this new life. What are you using? What are you taking? How are you contributing to your wellness? And let's talk about it. Let's see how we can all improve our health. I'm gonna just be really honest. Like, I'm not the most actively health conscious person. Like, I'm health conscious from a lifestyle standpoint. So I understand, and then this is one of the reasons why we left the states. My family and I, anyway, because we understand that everything we consume there is bad for us. Really, the drinks, the food, the air quality, the water in certain places. It's so detrimental. So lifestyle wise, I care about those kind of things. I like to stay active in these things, but when it comes to dieting, or specific methods of ongoing wellness, I'm not like the buff. So you guys share some with me as well. I know Sister Yaz got her different hookups. You're gonna have to share some of those secrets with us, Sister Yado, so you can't keep all the secrets to
Well, for
yourself.
me, I recently joined a gym with my daughter here. So because I am the weight is coming off, so I said, okay, I don't want to have flab. So you know what I'm saying? I want it to be nice and tight. So I said, let me go get on some of these machines at the gym. But just to lose the weight, I haven't really had to do anything except come back to Africa, and it's like it's melting off. Honestly,
Right.
I move around because I'm not sediment like I don't live a sediment lifestyle like I was in
Right.
the States, just sitting in the house. I'm outside all the time, moving around,
Moving.
doing something,
That's just the
and the
African
weight.
lifestyle. I mean, you
That's the
literally
African
just like, when you
lifestyle.
live here, that becomes how you live. I mean,
Exactly.
no matter what your economic status is, no matter what your even like your community, like some of the nicest, you can live in some of the nicest communities here, and still you're gonna get out, you're gonna want to walk some days. You don't
Yeah.
want to just it's really comforting, even because you have that kind of beautiful environment to thrive in. And
Yeah.
matter of
And
fact, speaking
and
of what, go ahead.
I get up first thing in the morning, brother. I drink water. After I get out of bed, I drink water, and then I eat fruit. I peel me a pineapple and I peel mango, and I eat. That's what I eat for breakfast. You know what I mean? Because it's
Right.
all around me and it's so sweet, and delicious, and I know it's healthier for me. Like if I were in the States, I probably would be eating pancakes and all type of nonsense
Right.
for
Right.
breakfast. But here it's like, man, I reach in the refrigerator
I
and
think
pull
in
out a
America, the
nice,
worst thing to stay away from, or the hardest thing to stay away from, and is also the worst thing for you, is the fast food. It's the quick food. And when I say
yeah,
fast food, I don't just mean McDonald's, Burger King, fast food. I mean just quick food, right? Quick,
yeah,
TV dinner style meals, and microwavable this, and 5 minute oatmeal, and
yeah,
everything's like so fast. It's created in a way that it can just and I think that is probably, like, health wise, our biggest challenge to get over in the West, particularly.
yeah. I agree. It is, and if you because we are to cook African food is a process and it takes time. And I
Right.
tell my I learned to do Ghanaian dishes very, very well. My husband will tell you, my kids will tell you, I can compete with any Ghanaian woman when it comes to cooking Ghanaian food, right?
Right.
Uh, but my husband even started talking about, well, I think I'm gonna have to get you a restaurant. And I said, no, I don't want a restaurant. I don't want to cook for a living. I cook
Right.
for people I love. You know what I'm saying? I love to see my kids, my husband enjoying the food.
I
But
think I've
for
heard that
me,
same thing from my wife. Those
yeah,
very words, because I would say the same
yeah.
thing. She'll cook some stuff. I'd be like, man, you got to sell this.
No, I
You
don't. I
know,
don't want to.
it's-
I don't want to sell. I don't want to be in the kitchen cooking like that. I don't even like to cook. You know what I'm saying? So I have to get, when it comes to cooking African food, I really have to get my mind right and go in there and take my time. You know what I'm saying? And then
Look who's
get
with
my
us.
soups and stews and have my stuff on point. When we invite all my husband's goddamn friends and associates over and I cook, they be like, you sure you your folks from Ghana? I'm like, they
Chief
may be.
Foday.
Chief.
Yo, what's up?
What's
going
up,
on,
Chief?
King? How's everything?
Yeah, what's up with y'all? How y'all doing?
Doing good, brother.
Peace
Doing
and
good.
power,
Just sitting
brother.
here talking about, how to be healthy and everything in the new year, and a lifestyle change mentally and physically. Now, I can tell y'all, my daughter here is 23, and somebody just recently asked her how does she like living here, and she said mentally she feels better here. Those are her words.
Wow.
She said that in the States she felt depressed all the time, sad, not for any particular reason. She just like a cloud of sadness,
Right.
But
I
she
think we can
said,
all relate to that.
yeah, but she said here she feels happier. She feels energized. She feels like, she want to be out doing things, but she didn't feel that way in the States.
Man.
So it was good for me to hear that because I did know she was, kind of depressed all the time in the States. I didn't really know why, but she didn't really know why, you know what I'm saying? Just go to work, come home, get in the bed and sleep until it's time to get up and go to work again. And for a young lady, it was like, why? But now she's here, she's got friends, she's going out, she kicking it, she like, what's up?
No doubt.
Marcella says detox by nature. I like that.
I'm telling you, this African sun, and I think it's the sun. I told her, I said, I feel like you, because she's out moving around. I said, I think the sun has, really done something for her chemically inside her body, and now she's happier.
Wow. Chief Foday,
Yeah.
what are you working on? Like, what's your lineup for health? What's your go-to solutions?
Well, I mean, I got a problem with sweets. I love sweet things. I love candies and cakes and stuff like that. But here, everything is more healthy, of course, because of the ingredients they use.
That's right.
In terms of health, man, for me, I rely a lot more on the traditional remedies here in Sierra Leone. They have a lot of ways to deal with sickness. They deal with like leaf. They use leaf a lot. They just know how to draw medicine out of stuff, man.
Yeah.
And different ways to take it. It's not always like a tea. It's not just a tea where you would drink. Like I've done vapor. I've done vapor before.
Yeah.
Now. You know what I'm
We
saying?
just
So
talked about that.
even there's some with small slices. Yeah, you got stuff with small slicings where they might take the medicine like the concoction, cut like 3 slits, put it inside, and then as it heals, whatever they put on that open cut goes into the body, and you'll see the results. It's in here. I've seen one of my brothers, man. He had something going on, like he was like his thoughts was not clear, and it had been a while, and he was like, "Yo, I just feel down." He went to the bush, man. He went to the village for 2 weeks. They held him out there. He had a strict eating regimen. He had to sleep at a certain hours. Like they, yo, you gotta go to sleep right now. Like they had a whole regimen for how they was going to remove this extra stress off of him. And it had to do with some cutting. I think he got both arms cut, like small slices. It's not a lot. It's like a razor slice. It's like a little slice.
Right.
Sometimes we talk about tribal markings. It's not tribal markings. Sometimes it's medicine.
Right.
Sometimes somebody has something wrong with their head, and they might slice them right here and then apply the medicine there. So when you see them, they got the little scar.
Right.
And so what they did with him was they gave I think it was like three slices, 2 on both arms, and that was the medicine, man. He came back clear-minded.
Wow.
He felt great. He was like, yo.
Wow.
man, yo, if you ever feel bogged down, I know where to go. And so that kind of medicine, that was like mental medicine. Like they put something in him that made his mind free up. You know what I'm saying? And it was powerful. So I'm just looking at African traditional medicine. Man, I don't care what form it is, whatever form it is, man, I'm just open to it because obviously we're looking at COVID-19 and we ain't that sick over here.
I mean, the fact of the matter is that we have.
You know what I'm saying? We must have some kind of medicinal knowledge. And I think we've been sleeping on it, man, for us to really look and say, yo.
Right.
You know, they have convinced us, oh, that hasn't been approved, that hasn't been tested, you know, by the West. So they convinced us that if the white man doesn't say it's okay, then we shouldn't be doing. But the people in the Amazon, the people in Africa, the people, the indigenous Australia, we've been healing ourselves since the beginning of time. Now all of a sudden we got to rely on these people. Yes, absolutely.
So speaking of the traditional healing and wellness, we have a guest with us today. A sister who is newly repatriated from California, the Bay Area, I believe. She is now on the ground, but she also is a healer of sorts. So we're going to bring my sister Victorious on. And let's see if she can hear us. Victoria, are you with us?
Peace and blessings, family.
Peace.
Are you all able to hear me clearly?
Greetings, sis.
So, Victoria, you are in Ghana. You just repatriated from California, but you also are a sort of healer. So, as today's show is about healing our communities, tell us some of your, go-to practices, and have any of them become easier or more accessible since you've got on the ground?
Well, I would just say thank you all for just having this show, for just being dedicated to this work and holding space in this way. It's just an honor and a pleasure to listen in and also to add on and contribute. So giving thanks for that. So yeah, I would say, being here in Ghana, it's really a starchy, carbohydrate foundation. With a lot of like vegetable stews, contomere stew, okra soup, let's say red plantains and beans. So it's a pretty, natural if you're eating like with traditional families and making your own food at home. Like I will say, just like the sister said, like she's been losing weight just naturally. The pounds are coming off, as you all know. So I would say same, just like eating my fruit, drinking my water, and then also too, like taking to keep your body regulated. Say you may take a little time to get adjusted, having your charcoal close by if you need, or having taking a little bit of the water. Like I actually, to be honest, do drink some of the water here because I know where it comes from. So I acclimate my body slowly to be able to, take the local water here, so I don't get sick if and when I do eat out. So these are just some of the things that I've been incorporating, just natural, mostly plant-based, mostly eating at home, mostly cooking with my family. That's why I'm about to wake up my sister wife right now. We about to make food. Our brother's coming. So yeah, we're about to make some stew and rice.
Some stew and rice. And so the like things like the stew, tell us about what like specific herbs. I know here in Senegal we have things like moringa, and I want to talk a little bit more about that in a little while. But we also have things like baobab and other superfoods. What superfoods are you incorporating, either here on the ground or even when you were in the States?
Let's see. Did you say you already mentioned the moringa?
Yeah, for sure. That's a go-to.
So to be honest, all of the other herbs outside of like moringa, cassava, plantain, the traditionalists will burn them, right? The coconut, they'll burn them and then make like a powder that you ingest. So I'm that would definitely call that a super food. There's like the charcoal, kind of like a charcoal foundation, you know. And then I'll say just for keeping, immunity, the B vitamins, right? The sea vegetables like the blue green algae, the kelp. I brought hecka like seaweed and things like that. The spirulina. A lot of people are doing the sea mosses and the Irish mosses. But it kind of like, to be honest, when I was feeling my immune system did drop a little bit after I first arrived here, I pretty much took my golden seal and some elderberry. I had an elderberry tincture. And that was pretty much it. But aside from that, I just kind of rested, drank my water, just had my veggies.
Golden seal is a really good one. I don't know if any of you guys use also like echinacea, which is really good, especially when you have any kind of infection brewing. Black seed also is huge. So for those of you that know what black seed does, that's a heavy one. So if you're not familiar with black seed, definitely look that up. Sister, you guys are in Ghana. Have you guys had a chance to link up with Victoria? And Victoria, are you with Sister yet since you're there on the ground?
Not yet. Look, I'll turn on my camera. We're just getting up. Let me turn on the light in the kitchen. Oh, shoot, it was on. Whoop, you see, we need a better light. But okay, so we're coming to make our food, right? So I'll just, since we're on video, show you our little food basket. Right, our bell peppers, tomatoes, green onions, fish, carrots, green beans, garden eggs, ginger, onion, right? Spices like rosemary and ground nuts. I can't eat ground nut, but everybody in the house likes the ground nut. So I'm gonna do a cashew version. Oh. God dang. Got fried.
It's nothing.
You hear my Sista. It's nothing. Oh. Are y'all there? I don't hear them anymore.
We are all here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we were waiting on the exposition.
Okay. Sorry. And then I'm gonna take it into the storeroom. The light unfortunately busted, but we have I don't know if y'all could see well, the yams here, the plantains, sweet potato, local rice. I always try to make sure we get local rice at the house. Black eyed peas, we had our black eyed peas in Canton for New Year's. I'm learning what this is. I have no idea what this is, but they say you make it with agushi. So I'm learning too. Hibiscus flower, it's a common one everybody I'm sure knows and uses. I put pineapple in mine. So that's a sneak peek. Our water barrels, buckets. Y'all live in the continent, so y'all know, but just for everybody else tuning in. So that's our place.
Yeah, y'all see how her food, everything is fresh. You see, I hope everybody knows. So when we cooking,
I was hoping that we would point that out right away.
Yeah, it's no fast food type thing. It's like literally fresh. Yeah, you might get some smoked fish, but still, it's not, don't have preservatives and all that stuff. And
very little packaged goods, very little processed foods, very little canned goods, very little frozen foods. Even mostly everything is fresh. I think the only thing we really freeze is like the fish. You get your fish in the morning, you put that in the freezer, and then other than that, you don't even really use a freezer because we're not saving all this stored, frozen, processed food.
Eating a lot of old dead food. Because I remember in the States, we had deep freezer. They had that deep freezer packed with all type of dead stuff. You know what I mean? And it could be in there from last year, 6 months ago. You pull it out and eat it. Now you think about it, that's not right. You're not supposed to do that. You know.
Exactly. And this is what we want to show folks. This is, the African lifestyle, because when you come here, get ready to adopt some of these principles. I know that we've become accustomed to a certain type of lifestyle, where we're used to going to the grocery store, grabbing things pre-prepared. We're used to going to the grocery store, grabbing things processed. We're used to running to the pharmacy for our health and wellness. But when you live here on the ground, you eventually take on the practices of the people here, and those practices are deeply rooted in health and wellness, not just when you get sick, but all the time. Staying active, staying outside, staying in the sun, being moving around,
Cooking fresh
eating
food.
healthy, eating organic, eating local grown,
and people
eating.
people choose their foods based on how they feel. Here, like if my stomach is hurting, I would choose my leaf different today. I might choose crane because it has the same effect as okra. It'll help me use the bathroom. So people literally think, so they literally match a illness or anything that they're feeling directly to some food that they can eat.
That's right.
Directly to some food that they can eat before they ever go to the hospital or anything like that. Since we're on the topic, I have a brother named Reggie, man. He lives in Japan. He'll be here in April. He's very interested in the organic coconut shell charcoal, because a lot of people here have stomach problems from the typhoid.
The sound is going in and out.
Even while we're talking about the food being healthy, we're also pushing for people to handle the food with a better hygiene. You understand? Because okay, so y'all not able to follow me.
Your sound is going in and out.
The charcoal helps. It helps the stomach. I just took 2 tabs. My cousin was here for 12 days. He left on. Okay, I think I might be having a connection problem here today.
Is it going in and out for you, RJ?
Yeah, I think he's going in and out a little bit. Foday, you may even need to maybe even go out and come back in though. Your connection is.
You might need to restart your Wi-Fi or something.
Right. So we're gonna keep it rolling through the show though. Today's topic is healing our communities. We're talking about getting ourselves well, especially during this time of mass sickness and health emergency. And our sister with us today, Sister Victorious, just repatriated to Ghana from California, from the west coast of the U.S., and she is a healer herself. But in Ghana, she's showing us some of the practices that she's using or the foods that she's eating to maintain that wellness. One of those things being using fresh, local foods, obviously shopping the local farmed produce. And so we're going to let her tell you a little more about these vegetables that she is, using to stay healthy. All right, take it away, Victorious. You got it. I think
your mic.
Okay, here we go. My apologies for that. Even for me, like this tomato to me is soiled, but technically it's basically only like 40% soil, right? My sister here was like, don't throw it away, just remove it. You see, I just remove it, it's still okay. So even just like the resourcefulness here, So first with the stews, right? You start with your base of your tomatoes and your onions, and you just wash them off and cut them. The onions and tomatoes, your green pepper, and your ginger. So that's what we're coming to do now. With the other ladies in the house, we're gonna have a family visitor. Priscilla's finished eating. She ate all her food. This is what? Egg, garden egg, and groundnuts. She had garden egg and groundnuts and then yams. So now we're coming to make dinner. So yeah, it's just I haven't gotten sick and I've been here a month, and I've been 90. Really, have we eaten out? We've eaten out a little bit, like in the community. We make it like if it's a late night, like noodles and veggies on the roadside, but I'll say 95% of the time we're eating at home or making food at home. I'm about to get a cutting board. One sec. So, like a foundation piece that I've noticed is like everything starts with your tomato stew. The contomere starts with your tomato stew. The light soup starts with your tomato stew. Your red starts with your tomato stew. Your chateau starts with your tomato stew. Right, Priscilla? My little sis right here, 15, came to rock with us. So Priscilla's still getting adjusted. We haven't gotten consent from her family to be on video yet, so we're gonna protect her privacy. But anyhow, yeah, so pretty much once you get your foundation and you learn how to do the base, then you can make other things. Like I'm learning how to make contomere. So the contomere is like the big green vegetable that people kind of call like spinach. So once you have your base of your tomato stew, then you can just add the contomere and you add the agushi protein. Yeah. So, and the blessing is my sister wife. She's a chef. So she knows how to do everything. This woman can take a hawk, as they call it, a rooster, after it's been killed and basically prepared from scratch. So it was cool to like collaborate with the sisters here, make a meal with the cock. After it was processed, I salted it and helped do like a marinade and some flavoring with egg batter and some local flowers. So they were like, "Ooh, okay." I added some rosemary and orange. They're like, "Okay." So it was a cool mashup. So yeah. So Linda, do you want to say hi? Hi. My sister, the chef. God is blessing me. Linda knows how to cook everything. Me, I know how to cook kakakakra, which is small. So yeah, but tonight's meal I know how to do. We're gonna do. Oh, we need beets. We're still going to get beets. Beetroots.
Likewise.
The red one, the purple one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, Kofi.
I should call him.
So yeah, like when I make this stew, I'll add carrot and I'll add beet. But for her, she's a chef, but say in a traditional Ghanaian way. Well, I'll remix it by adding that beet, that iron, right? And then I'll add carrots, and maybe some bell peppers, just whatever. It's a vegetable stew, essentially, right? But they kind of, I'll say, may have a more of a fixed scope on how stew is versus I'll say we'll kind of remix whatever we have and rock with it. So
yeah, we're mixing our food.
I love her! You hear Linda. Linda over here. We remixing the food, right, Linda? So yeah, it's super cool having another sister in the kitchen to support.
I also want to say to our brothers and sisters, I know that the red oil that we eat in Africa is better for you than the other oils. Okay, even olive oil is better than that. Dr. Oz did a whole segment about the health benefits of red oil compared to the other ones, whereas the other oils clog the arteries, some more, some less, but he demonstrated and showed how palm oil, the red oil, actually clears it out, like just goes through and clear your arteries out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and it doesn't hang around in there and clog it up and give you high cholesterol and all those type of things. Y'all can probably Google it look it up on YouTube where Dr. Oz talked about the palm oil. And so that's really mainly what we cook with the stews and the soups and stuff. We'll use the palm base to make soups and stuff like that. So she's got some red oil right there. So, and I love the taste of palm oil. I
Yeah.
love it.
They
It's
use it a
delicious.
lot in Senegalese dishes. Also, there's a dish that they make here called soup kanja, and kanja in Wolof is okra. So it's
Mm-hmm.
okra soup, but they use the palm oil. Maybe they put like some fish bits in there. Very very good meal. They eat that okra soup, but they eat it over top of like a bed of rice,
Yeah.
and probably one of our favorite meals in my household here. So if you've been to Senegal, or if any Senegalese folks out there watching, y'all know what it is with the super kanja.
Right.
But these kind of meals are regular in households here. They don't, have to eat a lot of meat on a regular basis. Meat is a regular part of, meals, but not a lot. Like you don't have the kind of portions that we're eating in America. We go out to eat, we eat a huge steak by ourselves. Here, they'll put that same size steak on top of a bed of rice and some vegetables, and 6 or 8 people will sit around and eat. That same serving of meat will be shared
Yeah.
between a group of people, and you still get your same serving. It's not like you're leaving there hungry, but the portions of the meal that are the least healthy for us need to be the least present. What do you have there, Victorious? What's that?
It looks like fish. Her mic is off.
I'm trying to. Are you all able to see the fish? I mean, the
Oh, it's chicken.
chicken
Yeah, we can see it. So
Yeah.
those are fish
tonight.
cuts.
Chicken. Yeah, that's chicken.
Chicken.
Oh,
My
that's chicken.
apologies.
Okay.
Chicken, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah,
So
8
where did you
pieces.
get this from? Where'd that come? Did that come from like a grocery store or?
The market, they have a place where they slaughter the animals right there and then they freeze them. So you can get frozen pieces or you can get whole chickens. What else do they have?
Right.
Sista? You know.
Oh
So
yeah, they got
what?
everything at the market. Oh
Yes, but we
cow.
get the fresh one. Like this for me is like my favorite. They call it mackerel, but they call it salmon, but it's really mackerel. I'll put it on a plate so y'all could see.
So my question is just for those watching, that chicken that you bought that was slaughtered at the market. About how long between the time it was slaughtered and the time you bought it had
Oh,
passed? Would you say?
oh, for this, unless I ask. Yeah, unless I ask. But for that piece, there was 8 pieces, and there's 6 people at our house. So there's 8 pieces for like RJ was saying, like the same amount can last for a long time, or like the same portion for one person can stretch for a whole 6-person family or household, and that's it. Like we have 6 people, and we have 8 pieces of chicken for tonight. I don't think we'll add fish, but maybe two.
My man Bobby Wright said he's eating some super kanja in Atlanta, in my hometown in the U.S., at a Senegalese restaurant called Bamba Cuisine. I know Bamba Cuisine. Shout out to those guys. Shout out to the whole Senegalese community in the States, in Atlanta, and particularly in Harlem, and also in Memphis, Tennessee. You'd be surprised. There are quite a bit of Senegalese communities there. But thanks, Bobby, for shouting out Bamba Cuisine, great Senegalese favorite in the States. So Victoria's is
Alicia,
with us. She's in the Ghana. She's just repatriated about a month ago, and she's already in the groove of cooking naturally, holistically, shopping in the local markets, eating fresh organic foods. Sister, yeah, how easy is that in Ghana? I mean, is that
oh,
difficult
it's
having to
very
keep up with?
easy. I mean, even around in your neighborhood, you can just walk out. Like the other day, I hurt my leg and I wasn't getting around good, so I just called one of the young girls outside and gave her some CDs and said, "Look, this is what I want: palawa stew. Can you make palawa stew?" And she went right around the neighborhood and got the onions, the garlic, the ginger. She got everything, the leaves, the cassava leaves, the smoked fish, the palm oil, and she came in the house and whipped that thing up, had the whole house smelling good. And me and my kids went in, tore into that thing, had a pot of rice next to it, and that's what we ate. I actually ate mine with I boiled plantain. I like the palava with plantain. Palava, we call palava is a stew, but you can make it with spinach in the States because we don't have the cassava leaves. But to get the authentic one, you need the cassava leaves, and or they call it contumbre or palava sauce. Sister Alicia asked the question, where can we get palm oil in the States? You can go to any African market, African store. They're gonna have it. But I have bought some from Kroger, but I didn't like it. I don't know why it didn't taste right. You know what I'm saying? I got it in the international food section. They got a little section where they put like the Asian stuff and the Mexican stuff, and there was some red palm oil over there, but I don't know how they processed that or what they did with it. It just didn't taste like oil I'm used to. You know what I mean? So, but I usually, when the States, I go to any African store, Ethiopian, Nigerian, Ghanaian. Go to one of those stores if they're in your town, and they will have some palm oil. But the other thing I wanted to also mention, another thing I know that my husband told me that they do. I remember when I was little, and I'm not trying to gross y'all out, but when I was little, we're sick in Mississippi, you used to get an enema. Y'all know what an enema is, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, my grandmama had this little red, they call it a hot water bottle, and it had a little long thing on it. It had some holes in it. The water, the bottle part of it was like square shaped orangey thing, and then it had a plastic tube come out of it with some little teeny tiny holes, and they would put that in your bottom and squeeze it and give you an enema. So my husband told me they still do that, but it's not just for little kids, because I always thought it was just for little kids. But he said in Africa, you get an upset tummy or something, you give yourself an enema, and within minutes you'll feel fine. You know what I mean? And he said you put that what they do, when they boil the water, they put onion, garlic, ginger, all that stuff in there, and that's the water that they put inside the enema bottle. And then, so I know in the States, it's a big thing to go get your colon cleansed, So I guess that's really all they've been doing over here in Africa is cleaning out their colon. But my husband said if you feel sick and you feel like your stomach is upset or you're not feeling well, that's what they do. They do it to everybody. You get an enema, and in a matter of minutes, you could be feeling fine, like you never was sick at all. So that is something that I guess we all need to start looking into, because I know that a lot of us eating all this stuff with all these chemicals and all this nonsense and all this fast food, and that stuff is kind of piling up inside everybody's body in your intestine, and you might want to consider cleaning yourself out that way if you haven't.
Absolutely. I think it's a process. I love palm oil. I love palm oil. Yeah, we call it palmine. We call it palmine here. Believe it's one of the biggest. It's one of the biggest native produces here. The palmine or the palm oil. Down in the southern parts of the country, where they have a whole lot of forests, man, the people still make it with their feet. They still make it the old school way. And people import it. I mean, people export it from Sierra Leone to Guinea to Liberia. You know, besides the health benefits, it's also a potential market. It's somewhere that you can meet the people on their own terms that they understand. We need it. We need more. We need better access to palm oil in the diaspora. You know what I mean? And when you check, there are a lot of countries that export it, but it's not us. And so it's definitely one of those areas. Since we're talking about health, I just got a message. Today, Sierra Leone swore in 22 African Americans, giving them citizenship this morning.
Yeah.
My wife, my sister were there. People like Dynas, ES,
Amir got his.
Yeah, people that we know have received their citizenships in Sierra Leone and are now dual citizens. Very proud about that. They got festivities going on right now, in fact, 5 o'clock. And then tomorrow there's going to be a dinner at the president's house. So I'm going to go through for that one. But definitely, man. So the victory of it is part of the healing. Coming home, like the biggest healing that I want to talk about in 2021. Because other things we can pretty much do for our own self individually. But this right here, we can't do it individually. You know, so it's like the healing of reconnecting to the motherland. All this that we're talking about is a part of that healing. Many of these foods we never heard of in America. We didn't hear about these foods in America, but now we're learning. We're learning. And, you know, just to see more people coming back to get that exposure and take that knowledge home, you know, that right there is a big part of the healing process. Group tripping, you know, like, wow, they probably travel as one group. And then I thought about us, and we don't travel as one group. We might travel as 2 or 3 friends, you know, but we don't squad up in a way that's going to have an everlasting impact. African Americans come from different cities all across that country, got a common root here in Sierra Leone, come back, and then the president say, man, here, take this. You need this. That's so powerful, and that's such a big part of the healing process.
It is. It is.
And understand that if we can't come home, then a lot of this
happening.
Healing,
I'm telling. I made a post the other day, brother. I said 2021 is our year, Africa's year.
I mean, we need to heal.
Chief, you there? Happy New Year, Chinoso. Happy New Year. I see you.
Oh yeah.
You there?
Yeah,
okay.
Sierra Leone is announced the year of return Sierra Leone here for this year, despite COVID. Because even though COVID is there, can you hear me, sis? Yes, yeah, like that. You know, the food is one thing. Another thing about Africa, when we talk about healing, and I'm going to talk about this side. The environment. How much you have to move around just to get from place to place when you live here. It's exercise in and of itself. And my kid, he obviously could see his belly go in. He was like, yo, I don't even know what I'm doing. I said, eating the food, man, eating the food. You resting up. You walking around actually. He was walking up the hill to my house. And he was like, yo, man, you got to be in shape out here. I'm like, nah, y'all used to walking 2-3 miles just uphill to get where I was heavy when I was over there. I was 255 pounds. But I feel a lot better at this 215 right now.
Yeah.
And I know it's largely because of the exercise that you get from moving around. if I want to go to the market, that's like a 2 mile walk. I'm gonna walk a mile there and a mile back, no problem. And I'm gonna enjoy the scenery and see my friends and everything. Unlike America, I would jump in the truck on my and drive to walk. I'm not doing that here. I'm gonna spend my money right in the market and have the medicine available at the market. They have the traditional medicine, the roots, stuff like that. It's all available at the local market. So it's very convenient out here, man, to stay safe, to stay healthy.
You know, when I'm here and I have to walk, it doesn't feel, you know, in the States when I have to walk somewhere, it's like, oh my God.
I think my connection is weak.
Yeah, something's wrong with the connection. But here, it's like it's nothing, man. It's nothing. You get dressed, you get up, you jump in the shower, you get dressed, brush your teeth, wash your face, put your clothes on, and you can foot it, and it doesn't even bother you. You know, it's like you getting to where you're going, and it's so, you know, I think it has a lot to do with the scenery because it's so much going on. It's people everywhere and stuff happening, people out selling stuff, little kids out playing. So your walk is entertaining, really. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't bother you to walk. There's so much going on and people speaking and food everywhere and, you know, people selling and it's so much activity going on outside. Really nobody wants to sit in the house. It's too much. It's too exciting to be outside.
Yes,
no, man.
Yes, Africa is live.
I just wanted to
Africa,
jump back in here. Yes,
Africa
it looks like we keep losing my brother Foday.
Like we don't sleep in Freetown. Africa is crumb. I'm talking about the way that it used to be in the community where you can sit on your porch all about nothing happening to them. We got that way out here, man. Like it feels so good because I hear a lot of my elders saying, man, you know, when we was young, it used to be like this. But I come here and I find that lifestyle here. I find them traditional values alive here. You know what I'm saying? So America that I missed out on because I'm an 80s baby. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that sense of community. Every time I walk through the community, it's so beautiful, man. They know me by nickname and they love us the most. They just love seeing new things. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful, the innocence of it. You know, in America, you might be like, what's going on? But
man, my brother going, man, I wish we could hear him.
Like, yo.
Yeah, the connection is not good.
It's respect.
Foday, look. Oh, man.
We gotta fix. She's gonna have to figure out what's going on. Maybe he have to move or something.
There we go. So today's topic, everybody, is
what he was talking about in terms of the children. That's true. There's some kids in the neighborhood. Whenever I walk out my gate and walk, they run up, they give me a hug, and it was so funny because I had some people here at the guest house, and I was walking them up to the store, and the kids came out and was hugging on me and stuff, and they were like, "Oh." They just be, you know, because I get out there, if they swore fighting, I grab me a stick and I be swore fighting with them, you know what I mean? And they just love it. And, you know, I take a little, if I have any, my kids buy Skittles or something, I get Skittles and go take it outside and give them little treats and biscuits and cookies, you know what I mean? So whenever they see, they like, come give me a hug.
And that stuff be good. Even I like what Miss African Root says here, drinking attaya at night. For those who don't know, attaya is it's green tea. And here, literally, in pretty much every social setting, if you're at somebody's house, you're chilling, you're talking, you're hanging out, that's what they drink. And they drink it out of shot glasses. So this is, this is a cultural thing. This is how we used to have the old school tea party, right? You know, you would see old people, or back in the day, folks would have tea parties. Well, here they have tea parties. That green tea is served in shot glasses, and it keeps you up. So it's actually a it's like a booster, right? So comparable to drinking, coffee or espresso or something of that nature. But it is widely drinking here. Like, it is a very common thing. If you pull up on anybody and you just want to come and chill or sit down, have a conversation, they're probably going to make some attire. Somebody actually says here, it doesn't always keep you up at night. And that's true. I mean, I've always been told that attire is used for people who stay up late. So, for instance, if you're a driver or something and you drive at night, or if you have studies that you partake in overnight, that people will drink it. But in my own personal experience, it doesn't really keep me awake like that. So, for me, it's just a good drink. And, others have different, I guess, different tolerance to it. But Thai is just green tea, but widely drinking here. Like, that's the go-to drink.
Awesome.
So and I wanted to also talk on something that
Oh,
you
wow.
mentioned while I was off air. Dynasty Mir, ES, and a bunch of other diasporans getting their citizenship in Sierra Leone. That's huge news.
Oh, yeah, I forgot got hers too. That's right. Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's monumental, man, because coming back, that's something that everybody is concerned about. A lot of people have that question: can we attain citizenship? What does it take? How long? Who's eligible, etc. And we're literally seeing members of the community getting their citizenship on the ground. I know also there in Ghana recently, didn't they issue a bunch of passports? I think the Cambones were among that group. Who else got their passport there?
They did. The last president, I think he gave about 34 diasporan citizenship, and then that was the previous president, John Mahama. And then this current president, in his last term, he gave 100 and I want to say 20 something, 130 something, 137.
Wow.
But there are some more people from that original list they're working on theirs, and now there's a new batch of people that's being submitted for theirs. I'm with the new batch. Sista
Right.
is with the new batch of people who will be going before the president for citizenship. So I'm very excited about that. I'll
Y'all
keep
give it
y'all
up for
posted
Sister
on it.
Yah, man. Give
And
it
let me
up
tell y'all something.
for the home team.
Y'all just be ready, because when I get that thing, I'm gonna rub it all. I'm gonna be all on the internet with my passport. I'm gonna let y'all know I'm acting a whole fool. Y'all know, I'm gonna I'm gonna cut up and cut up.
For sure.
So
For
y'all get
those of
ready
you
for
all
it.
who are just tuning in, this is Exodus Radio. Sorry to cut you off. This is Exodus Radio. Each and every Tuesday, we are here live from multiple different countries. Our three co-hosts are located in Ghana, Sister Yah, Sierra Leone, Chief Foday, myself in Senegal. Today, we are joined by our special guest, Victorious, who is a new repatriate to Ghana. Just recently got to the soil from California, West Coast, U.S., and she's now with her family on the ground doing her thing organically and holistically. And that's what this show is about. Today's show is about wellness. It is about healing our communities. We are coming out of what is probably going to be known as the sickest year on record. We're coming out of a historic year. This pandemic, we all know it is going to go down, as one of those things they're going to tell us, about 100 years from now. But, out of these kind of disasters, out of these negatives, we are able to draw positives. We are able to reverse our thinking, to create new solutions, to break away from old habits. And that's what 2021 represents for us. That's what this show is all about. How are we getting back to our wellness? How are we getting our healing back? I want to also say, first of all, Happy New Year. But, our condolences to everyone who lost someone last year. We know last year was a very, difficult year for a lot of people. And so if you lost somebody, we want to send our hearts out to you um, here today.
All right. And also, I want to add in what Sankofa Repat is doing for healing the community. If you haven't already, please go to YouTube and subscribe to Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program YouTube channel. Okay, if you have not done that, please do that. I've already met with a sister, Sister Mila, earlier this week. What day was it? Today is, so it was Monday. I met with her on Monday. Was it yesterday? No, it was Sunday. It was Sunday. It wasn't yesterday. But anyway, my point is this: I met with the sister. She has a location in East Legon, which is more centrally located than where the guest house is. And her and her business partners have agreed to allow Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program to have access to their facilities. And what we want to do once a month is have brothers and sisters from the diaspora, as well as Ghana and any other brothers and sisters from any other African country or nation. We want to get together once a month and meet. We want to show films, documentaries, have lectures, have discussions, because that's part of the healing. One of the things that I know for a fact, being here on the ground, is continental African brothers and sisters. A lot of them have absolutely no idea what happened to us after we were taken. They don't know. They honestly do not know. And a lot of us are very ignorant to local and indigenous culture and customs and cultural norms and things like that. So the only way that we're going to overcome these things is to get together and build with each other and have dialogue and have conversations. So Sankofa Repatriation Assistance Program is going to be hosting this event once a month in East Legon in Accra. We're gonna, make space for our people to come together, and we're gonna have much needed healing, discussion, and dialogue. I'm gonna call it SRAP Building Bridges. That's what it's gonna be called, and I feel like this is needed. It's needed. We have to break down a lot of the stereotypes about each other, a lot of the misconceptions. We have to get to know one another. We got to bond. We've been separated for so long. We have to bond, and I think Sankofa can only do so much. We're gonna do what we can where we are. But I encourage you, even if you're in the United States, if there are any continental African brothers and sisters in your community, reach out to them. Hold some space for everybody to come together and talk and do some discussions, because this is important to our healing as a race of people. So I just want you. I'm going to be streaming those when we have them. They're gonna be on the YouTube channel, because we want mass participation. Even if you're not here in Ghana, we want people who are outside to still be able to partake in those meetings and discussions and lectures and things like that. So that will be on the YouTube channel. So I'm looking forward to that. The first one will be later this month. I will be posting that information out, flyers and things like that. So please, we all have to do what we can where we are. Do what we can where we are. It's nice that y'all. I mean, I love y'all. I love the fact that y'all come and meet with us every Tuesday, and y'all contribute to the discussion and everything. But you can do something where you are too. You know what? You can do something. I don't care if you in California, if you in Chicago. You can do something where you are. Hold space, bring people together, and let's start building, man. Because we need mass movement. It's critical times. We need mass movement, y'all. Don't just sit around and wait on Sister Yard and RJ and Chief to do everything. Everybody got to do something where they are. We are all leaders. We
And
are all leaders. Y'all are leaders.
The wild thing is that the mass movement is already happening. And so, what a lot of people perceive as perhaps is just people like yourself or I or Chief or some of the other people who have been more vocal or public about these types of opportunities and happenings. There are many, many more of us here that you don't hear about. And that is what we want to get across to a lot of people is that this is not just us. Just like our sister Victorious, who's joining us today, and others who we had on this show. This thing is happening across the continent. Many, many, many of us are returning, are here already, are investing, are building businesses, are building homes, are building organizations, some of them to help others do the same thing. Others of them organizations that just support various causes and the movement at large. And so when we talk about the Exodus, don't get it mixed up. We're not talking about some commercial opportunity. We're not talking about some branded company. We're not talking about some tagline, right? We're talking about an actual movement, an actual shift in our population, mentally, physically, spiritually. Even as we talk about wellness, wellness has all of these aspects as well, right? So wellness is not just how healthy are we physically. Wellness comes with spiritual wellness. It comes with
economics,
environmental
everything.
wellness. Right. This covers a lot of different things. And so when we step into this shift of better wellness, that means we have to, do well by all of our environmental responsibilities and hold ourselves accountable. So that's what we see happening. And that whole thing is the Exodus. So again, this is not just, this is not like some branded company. This is a movement that we feel like is way bigger than just those of us that you see, on YouTube or social media.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. 100% correct, brother. And one of the things that has always concerned me is I don't know, and we do not want this to become, I don't want it to become, and that's why I started St. Coastal. I don't want repatriation to only be a middle class or upper class movement. Everybody deserves a right to come home if they want to come.
Right.
But we all have to work collectively for that to happen. Some of our people, the overwhelming majority of our people, first of all, everybody don't want to come, but the overwhelming majority of our people don't have the resources to come. We cannot leave those people behind. We have to have the mindset of Harriet Tubman, Marcus Garvey. We can leave them. If they want to come, we all have to come together and figure out a way that anybody who wants to come, we should be able to get them out. That's what we need to be doing.
And it's collective, and let me tell you how it's collective. And I think a lot of times we think when we think of people who don't necessarily have it to make the move. We're not talking about people who are lazy or anything like that. We're talking about people who are shorted opportunities where they are, and they're seeking opportunities elsewhere. And so this is another way that as a community we can support these kind of people, not just in donating, which obviously that helps, but also consider that some of us have the means to create businesses. Some of us have the means to create housing structures and communities. Some of us have the means to even create different structures that build businesses, right? And so when we have those kind of resources, we put them together. These our brothers and sisters who don't necessarily have the financial resources now can at least find jobs amongst us, right? They don't have to. I was talking to a sister the other day, and she's trying to do distance work from here, and I think she said she's taking calls for Capital One or one of these credit card companies or something, right? And that's the only kind of online or distance work that she's able to do from here on the continent. And I thought to myself, we got all of these businesses. This past couple of years, everybody set up a black business. Everybody's, starting an online store. Everybody's created some type of organization. How about setting up, opportunities for people who are traveling or on the continent or living abroad to be able to work for your company? One or two jobs. You may not be able to hire a whole, task force, but you may be able to hire one or two people to make calls for you, to send out emails, to handle certain, social media marketing, right? Let's start to pick from the people within our community, but the people who are actively looking for this kind of support. So again, even in coming home, when we build these kind of businesses, the idea is to be a contributor to the economic communities that we live in. And as today's show is about wellness, um, one of the major development projects that our team and our investors and our members have been working on is creating wellness products that can be packaged and exported and actually widely sold. This is something that we are, passionate about. We feel as if, yes, the pharmaceutical industry has gone crazy and they're taking over certain, parts of people's lives at this point. But how can we complain about that if we're not making our own wellness products and solutions widely available ourselves? So we have teams that are working to research these different products, natural products like moringa, as we talked about earlier on the show, which is a superfood, and this thing is literally growing here like weeds. It grows everywhere. It's a very abundant plant growing here in Senegal and many other places in sub-Saharan West Africa, and it's easy to grow, process, and transform or package. So we have operations that we're investing in to be able to widely farm this particular crop, create different products from it, package them, and export them from the continent. In addition to that, there are different, even seasonings that they're making with this stuff. And you gotta understand when you're on the continent and you're really invested in the soil, like the people here are, the soil becomes everything for you. It becomes your food, your medicine, your life, everything. Everything is in the soil. Let me tell you a little something about moringa, how it came here. And during the colonial times, the Europeans, the French, the British, these folks, they came here and they wanted to destroy what was here that the people were living off of. They realized these people are literally living off of their soil for everything. So they brought moringa here and they planted it in places where the soil was very rich, where people were growing, the best farms and the best foods. And moringa was supposed to be a weed that would eat through all of that and destroy it. So that when you ask the elders here, where did moringa come? They will tell you it was brought here to destroy to destroy our foods and crops. But being that we are people of the soil and that we understand what our soil produces and we understand the qualities that comes out of that soil, we found that it is actually a medicine. So
yeah,
they brought it's like that saying. They say they tried to bury us. They didn't know we was
we
seeds.
yeah yeah
Literally.
yeah.
So moringa now grows widely here. It's widely farmed. It's a superfood, and if you'd like to invest in mass producing it, helping us to just grind it, package it, and distribute it to more of our community health food stores across America and the diaspora, get in touch with us. Our website is madeinafricaproject.com. The Repatriation and Investment Club helps people to cultivate these types of opportunities. We have people who are willing to collaborate and co-invest in these things with you. So let us know. Let us know if you have something to contribute, machinery or packaging, or hey, I'd like to do you guys graphic design, or I'd like to contribute my time and help get it into stores in the U.S. We do actually have a couple of distributors in the U.S. who've already pledged to be able to help put it in major stores like Kroger's and Albertsons, Walmart's, and Publix, and all these kind of stores across the country. But whatever you can offer these types of projects is greatly welcomed and accepted. So let's all start pitching in. it's the time of sitting back saying what needs to be done is over. All
Yeah.
right, we've done that for
Yeah.
years. We've heard that for Africa needs this, Africa needs that, they needed it, we need it. That time is over. This is the time of work, of actually putting in, the elbow grease that it takes to iron out the kinks, get involved where we are needed, contribute to the development, the upward growth, and be here to sustain with our families. That's what it's all about, right, my sister?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll tell y'all, I know that the state of the Africa diaspora is working on this, but one of the things that we do need, and this is something the Ministry of the Future, Dr. Milana talks about, Sankofa also, we need our own embassy or resource center everywhere that our people are. Okay, the Chinese have it. The Chinese, if you go to South Africa, they have these people erroneously call them police stations, but they're not police stations.
Right.
In South Africa, they have little resource places
Resource
where
centers, right.
when Chinese people in the country have issues, have problems, they have a location that they can go to. They have a place where things are translated in Mandarin for them. It's also for local authorities. If they have a problem with a Chinese national, they can go there. They have interpreters. They have all these types of things. So
Right.
I'm saying that coming from the diaspora, yes, we're coming home, but there are certain needs of our people that have to be attended to. That it's good to have our own resource centers. I would love, this is my idea, what I would love to happen, what I really would have thought would have happened in the first year that Sankofa launched was we would have at least raised enough to build our own building where people, when they come into the country, particularly those who are repatriating, can have somewhere to stay that belongs to the people. You understand what I'm saying? That belongs to the people. You can come, you can rest, get your bearings, not have to
Right.
pay a lot, just contribute to the food, contribute to the utilities, and until you get your bearing and find your own permanent housing.
Right.
There is no reason. And then that place can also serve as a headquarters, a resource center where we can direct you with reliable people to help you get land, reliable people to help you get your business registered, reliable, proven people who can build your houses for you. Anything, a resource center for anything that you need, electrician, plumber, whatever it is.
It should
These
be
are the
very
things that we
accessible.
need because you will mess around and lose a lot of money by trying to do it on your own. Can you do it on your own?
Facts.
Yes. But
Yeah, you
a lot
can.
of people lose a lot of their money. Whereas if you had a central place, okay, what if somebody gets sick? And then you need some diasporans. Okay, make sure they get to the best hospital that the country has to provide. Make sure they get the
Right.
best. We might have to get some money to send you back or send you out to get some
Right. We got to
medical
support
help.
each other like that.
All
Yeah.
of these things. That's what I'm saying. So we need these things. We need these things. You understand? You never know when you're here if you might have to. If what if in the States something happens, your family member died, your mama died, your daddy died, and now you don't have what it takes to get back home to the States to go to the funeral. You
Right.
know,
You
you
need
ever
people.
thought about that? You need
Right.
a group of people that can pull. Because I'm telling you something. This is
I
what
want.
African people do.
This is
Africans
what they
do
do.
this for
Yeah.
themselves.
And
In the States,
I want to even put it out there that this is something that it is very necessary, not just in a residential sense, but also in a commercial sense as well. Our people are coming home and they're setting up businesses. They're looking for places to lay their roots economically, and so even mixed use centers where we can all come and work together, rent space from each other. Start our own, like almost like we see in the States, plazas or strip malls, these type of things. This is literally what all of these other people do naturally. They do it all the time. We see them do it. We don't
Yeah.
even think about it. We just go to them when we shop with them. We go to the strip mall and we notice that everybody in the strip mall is Indian. We don't even think about the fact that all these Indians got together, put their money together, opened this building, sell all their various different products, and they take care of their families. We go to the flea market and we see the whole flea market is all Africans. We don't think about the fact that all of these Africans got together, rented this space or bought this space,
Yeah.
divided it up, brought their different products, and they all take care of business and help build their families. Same thing with the Chinese, same thing with the Italians, same thing with the Arabs, and so on and so forth. And we're the only ones that would look at that and be like, oh no,
Yeah.
yeah, right, oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
Like,
know what's up with that, but I'm gonna tell you right now, with continental Africans, but anybody that lives anywhere that has a lot of continental African knows that the Ethiopians, they stick together, the
right,
Ghanaians stick together, the
right.
Nigerians stick
It's
together,
natural. That's what tribes
Sudanese
do. I
stick
mean, that's
together,
that's
and
yeah,
guess what? When one of them have a real problem, like say, like when my father-in-law died, when my husband, they all come together. And
right.
then everybody put some money in. They're gonna make sure you get a ticket. They're gonna put some money in
Right.
on that funeral. They're gonna do all of that. You
When you
understand
have a
what I'm saying?
child, it's the
They
same
do that.
way. When you get
Huh?
married, it's the same. I said when you have a child,
When
it's
you
the
have
same way.
babies,
When you get
you don't
married,
have
it's
to
the
buy
same way. Right,
nothing. When you
right.
have a baby, you
It's a
don't
community.
listen. When you get pregnant, you don't have to buy nothing. Okay? They coming through with it. They come, you had that
Well
baby
taken care of.
they coming
That's
through.
for real.
We have to get in this mindset. While we are coming home with our people, we are to a certain degree a different tribe.
Right,
That's the truth.
right,
Okay? It's the truth. We are different tribes and we have to move like a tribe too. That's not
right.
to say that we don't integrate because they are all integrated. All these different tribes, the Fanti, the God, they are all integrated. They intermarry and they do everything. So
Right.
listen, they're not separating themselves, but they recognize that they belong to a tribe. And when shit go
And that's what
down,
tribes are
they
for.
know that
That
they
that's literally what
exactly.
tribes are about. Tribes are a group of like-minded people with a like language, a like culture, a like most of the time like spirituality, etc. And they revolve around each other. They help each other to build, to have some foundation, to have support, to have security. And that's what we have to get used to. I think we have to get out of this mindset that everybody's on their own, that everybody is, it's like every man for himself. Everybody has to be independent of the other, or everybody has to be in competition with the other. It's not that type of party.
Right.
When you come here, you realize that community development is the way of life. Collectively working, being actually a support to those around you. And when we even look at a lot of the communities that are developing right now, even here in Dakar, we've got quite a bit of African American and diaspora families who have landed here in the the recent past, and they're all doing that. They're leaning on each other. They're helping each other. Some of them have come alone, and they're going through that homesickness, and they need support from other people they can talk to that understand them, that went through what they're going through. Some of them have children, and their children are adjusting to this new place, and they need other English speakers and other children that have the same interest and understanding as them. Some of them are coming in and starting businesses, and they're hiring and or partnering with others of them so that they can work together and build economics together. This is
Yep.
literally the formula.
That's the formula. That's it. That's it. And we're not saying anything new. This is what Dr. Claude, Amos Wilson, everybody has been saying it. But I don't know what's wrong. We got to get over this individual mindset. Listen. I have land that we can get. We can start constructing the building. But it's got to be a mass movement. We can build a very beautiful, nice compound, have land, we can grow food so that when people come in, they know straight where to go. They know straight where to go. You understand? You go straight to the Sankofa resource guest house, or diaspora center, whatever, and there's housing there. We're growing food. We got the land, so everybody can pitch in and help, and it can be something that's, till people get on their feet. That's what I really want to see happen. I just want, it's, if I just want to see that happen. I want to see it come into fruition, come to reality, that we start moving as a unit and help each other and help each other. Do not allow repatriation to be just for middle class and upper middle class and people with money. Everybody deserves a right to come home if they want to come. Everybody who wants to come deserves a right, the ability to come. And we cannot count on these people who oppressed us to do it or make it happen for us. These people did, listen, they just gave everybody a little funky $600. I got mine. I'm glad I got it, but it's like I put mine in the cryptocurrency. So, because I'm finna flip that 600. When y'all see me next week, that 600 gonna be 1,200. Okay. But my point is this: they're not gonna give our people what they need to leave. They need our energy. They need us working in a slavery system. They need us there. So we're going to have to fund our own freedom. Everybody's got to start thinking like Harriet. Everybody. And how is it going to make you feel to be here and you happy, but there's people stuck? There's people there who can't get out. Now, I ain't talking about the people who don't want to go, who are happy living under that system of racism and white supremacy and that oppression. If they want to stay, good for them. But there are people who genuinely want to leave, and they can't leave. And that bothers me. I don't know if it bothers y'all, but it bothers me. It bothers me. It bothers me that there are people who want to be free that are being left behind. And so that's why I created the program. I hope that you all find something in you to support it. At least let us get some land and start building the building. Let's build the building. We are legally registered here in Ghana, so the building will belong to the organization. We are registered here as an NGO. So let's get this building. Let's do what we need. We can have a gym in there. We can have the pool there. We can have kids' playground. We can have everything that we need. So when people get off the plane and they get here, and then I know we can't build all of them at once, but we can build one here. Then we can build one in Alkebulan City, and then we can build one in Gambia. We can build them. You understand? We can do this. There's no reason why people that they say had trillions of dollars worth of disposed money that they spending can't come up with this money to do what they need to do for their own people. Our own people. We're not talking about doing nothing for nobody else. Our own people. We should be able to do this for our own people. We should be able to do this for ourselves. For ourselves.
That's so for real, and we are doing it. So we definitely got to applaud those who are making these things actually happen right now in real life, because there are those who are doing it. A lot of people who are here and have been here for years, made it upon themselves or took it upon themselves to make that more available to people behind us. Just the support aspect, definitely the state of the African diaspora providing those kind of safety net programs across the board. Working right now to set up embassies in countries across the continent and around the diaspora. But many people who've been here on the ground just as a cushion to others. So much love, much respect to all of those. You know who you are. Who I want to really quick. I have one question for my sister Victorious. I know she's over there cooking dinner right now. Victorious, can you hear me?
Yes, RJ. Yes, sir.
I just want to ask you one more question, then we're gonna let you get out of here. I know you're preparing for your family. But in your experience, being somebody who has just touched down on the soil, you've made your repatriation, it's come true, you're here. What can you share with the people about that process? Did you have help in doing it? And do you feel as if it would have been an easier transition without that assistance?
Right. So first, just to say, Sister Ya, I want to support all that you're on. I appreciate your vibes and energy. I'm like, yes. So, um,
Thank you, sister.
so yeah, with the monthly gatherings, the builds, they're necessary. Me and my folks here, we're building similarly with our mutual aid network. All what you're saying, the cross-cultural overstanding and understanding is needed. So I'm here in Ghana now too, in Accra. So at least I'm down to support and add on and help you with that as well. And also with the community centers and
Thank
spaces,
you.
meeting with the chiefs out here in the Ewe land and the Volta region around land to allocate as well. So more to come when the time is right. I'd love to share with you all, but definitely I want to, however I can help and add on with those projects too.
Thank you. Thank you, sister. Thank you.
Yeah, for leading the way and laying a foundation for us. You have support. It's coming.
Thank you for
All
heeding
right.
the call. Thank you for heeding the call and coming home.
Yeah.
You're living the dream. You've done what so many are aspiring to do. Thank you for sharing your story with us tonight and a little bit of your wellness practices, your fresh fruits and veggies you got over there.
She hooking it up. She hooking it up.
That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Thanks
See,
so much to Victorious. You guys look her up, Universal Family Network. She's in Ghana from California. She's only been there, I guess, a little over a month. She's holding it down. She's got a lot of.
yesterday was 1 month.
1 month, right?
Yesterday I came December 4th, and it's what, today's the 5th, right?
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, happy 1 month anniversary on the soil.
So RJ, do I have time to answer your question briefly?
I'm sorry?
She said that she have time to answer the question.
I said, do I have time?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead, sis. Go ahead. Oh, what happened?
Oh.
I don't know what happened.
I lost her. Thanks for Victorious tuning in with us and showing us how she does her wellness thing here on the soil, eating fresh, eating local, eating organic, and cooking with the best products and solutions, and not falling into the unhealthy I guess rat race of food and whatnot that we go through in the U.S. So breaking free.
Yep, absolutely. I think this has been a very good discussion today, and I hope we keep pushing forward. And have people come on board and support. Listen, when you have a lot of people putting in a little, then it's not burdensome on any one person. It's not burdensome on a few. We need a lot of people to contribute a little, and then we can do the things that need to be done. To provide the support. But I think
you guys tap in, man. Make sure y'all get on board. We are building the infrastructure across the continent. This is no small job. This is this is not something you can just do fly by night. This is not, Johnny come lately. This is years in progress and in preparation. Tons of work and effort put in. And we've done it all so that we can extend it to those behind us. We care about the condition in which you guys will be able to arrive here on the ground. We care about that genuinely, and so we've all made it our life work to help make it available and possible. Like I say, tap in. The website is madeinafricaproject.com. We can assist if you are looking to come and visit. We can assist if you're looking to shop for local products here on the ground and export to other places in the world. We can assist if you are looking to invest in projects either that you have started and created or in other investment projects that are available. And it's not easy, guys. Let's really shake the mentality of overnight success. Or the mentality of needing things, needing wanting it right away, and having this kind of impatience. Let's start focusing on the long haul. Let's start focusing on sustainability. Even when we talk about health, it's not just I'm going to go on a 30-day diet or I'm going to go on a 10-day cleanse. It's I'm going to change my lifestyle as a whole. I'm going to change the environment in which I'm consuming my food, my air, my water, my entertainment, my spiritual knowledge, etc. I'm going to change the people around me. I'm not going to continue to be surrounded by toxic people and wonder why I end up in toxic situations. I'm going to create a energy that is positive, a force field around myself and around my family and around my community that exudes positivity, that exudes productivity, that exudes unity amongst us. And so when we do these things on a sustainable, on a long term, on a grand scale, this is when we see the results that we're looking for. So let's get the overnight success out of our heads, whether it's in investing, whether it's in changing our diet, losing weight, learning a new skill, whatever it is. Now, let's be prepared to put in time. Let's be prepared to put our backs against the wall, really lock down, hold ourselves accountable, hold each other accountable. That's something that we're doing now in my household. My wife and I, we're holding each other accountable for these kind of things, right? Nope, can't eat that. Or hey, let's get up and go for a run. Or hey, let's turn off the TV or the music and let's talk. Get that out of our mental space. And so when we do that, we all rise together. Like they say, when the water rises, so do all the boats. So let's all rise, together so that we can see each other for the long haul.
Absolutely.
All right. So thanks everybody who is tuning in to Exodus Radio, our first week of the new year. It is a pleasure to be able to bring you all some type of information and knowledge, some type of resources so that you can better make your Exodus. We want to make sure that you guys are being informed, and we like when you guys hit us up and tell us. A lot of people are, even telling me here on the ground. I ran into a brother here just the other day, and he's like, oh, RJ Maki, nice to meet you. He goes, I've been watching all of you guys' shows, and little by little, it's been, bringing me closer into the mentality of being here on the ground. And now I just had to come. I had the opportunity, I had to come. And so he literally said that he was, more prepared for this journey due to this kind of information shared. We intend to keep on bringing it so that you guys can continue to learn.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's been a great show. Let's keep pushing forward. 2021. It's our year. It's Africa's year.
That's right.
I believe
Man,
that.
I'm so sorry that we lost Chief Foday. Chief Foday had a little bad connection
I
today.
know it was a bad day for Sierra Leone internet.
I know. I said, man, and we actually had a quick power outage here a little while ago. That's why I went off air, and that's not something that we have a lot. It was actually like really quick, so it was like a flicker of the power. It didn't even stay out; like it just went off, and then took the Wi-Fi a minute to come back on. But again, we don't get those often, but when we do, they're pretty swift. Shout out to everybody that are in areas here that aren't fully developed, and you're going through that, having to deal with the testy internet and the high data usage and the power issues. We understand there are some places that have that, and we know a lot of people that live in those areas and environments. So shout out to them. They're braving it out in some areas that are coming along with the development, and so hopefully in the near future,
Yeah.
we'll see improved resources there.
The brother Mark Trey just made a comment about a lot of our people have cases and can't get passports and things like that. Listen, let me tell you something. This is what I want to say to you without saying too much. Get creative. Do you think of all the Africans and the Mexicans who make their way into the United States? They didn't wait for any government to give them the approval to go anywhere. Okay? You're gonna have to, if you want to escape, you're gonna have to get creative. You're gonna have to think outside the box. You're gonna have to want freedom. Harriet Tubman didn't sit around and wait for the folks to give her the freedom that was promised to her. They promised her and her family that they were supposed to get their freedom after Master died, but that's not what happened. But did she wait? She said, "No, I'm gonna get on down." You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you that if it were me, and I couldn't, I would find a way to get out of the United States. I would. And I've had these discussions with my children. If anything were to ever happen and you need to leave, y'all got to start having them conversations.
Yeah,
because
man.
There's no way you can tell me that Africans can find a way to get all the way from Africa. You understand? All the way across the Atlantic Ocean or across the Mediterranean Sea. They find a way.
You see that?
And you have way more at your disposal than they do. And they find a way.
You better have that backup plan ready, because we've seen come true every everything that we thought could go wrong has gone wrong in America. Yeah. And I think if you're sitting and you're just waiting, sitting on your hands waiting, I think you're putting yourself and your family in a bad place. It's time to just go ahead and let it go. Cut our losses.
If people are finding a way in, surely there's a way out. That's what I want to say.
Here's some free games, you guys. For those of you who are looking to come soon, Tap Portugal is having what are called error fares on flights this summer to the continent. Flights as low as $262 for a round trip ticket. Y'all don't say I ain't never told y'all nothing. Don't say we ain't never helped y'all out now. Tap Portugal Airline has issued error fares, ERROR, error fares for this summer, starting in March through September, round trip tickets from a number of U.S. cities to a number of African cities for as low as $262. All right. Mm-hmm. Tap Portugal. Look them up. Now, do use precaution. These are error fares, so they're kind of like standby tickets. Your flights are, possibly subject to being canceled or moved, to other times. So have that in mind. There is a risk on these, but for about a third of the price of a one-way ticket, you can get a round trip ticket to the continent. All right, just this summer, March through September, through TAP Portugal Airlines. All right, if you want help here on the ground, again, make sure to hit us up. We're here to support you. We've got extensive resources here on the ground, and we'll put the work for you. Our brothers and sisters here are excited about helping our people to come and get settled and contribute and build. So, make sure you guys tap in, reach out. We're here for you.
All right.
All right, guys. So next week we'll be here again, Tuesday, same time, Exodus Radio. My name is RJ Mahdi with my sister Ya. Shout out to Chief Foday and also our special guest today, our sister Victorious, who's also based in Ghana now, a repatriate from California. You all have a blessed week. Thanks for tuning in. Happy New Year.